You're so beautiful. I'm so proud of you. Who else am I proud of? Wait, get it in my head.
I know you know Gloria in New Mexico. You know Stacy, who's in New Mexico.
Yay. Oh, this is so fun.
Oh my goodness. Okay, more are coming. And Jules, I know you've done a coaching with Jules. You've met Jules a million times.
Oh yeah, not Jules. I know that one. I know that girl.
Yes, there are more coming, I'm sure. So anyway, yay. Looking to see who's here. They're coming. All right. We're going to wait until we have a good crowd for you, Wendy.
Well, this is are you kidding me? This is such an honor and a privilege. There's nothing I would rather do than be sitting right here and sharing with you guys just the beauty of what we get to do every day. Especially for such a time as this, that we have so many gifts to give. Oh my goodness. And you guys are each so important. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
All right. They're coming in. Wonderful.
Hey
wonderful.
there.
Extra friends.
Hello.
Wayne, Christine, good to see
I don't
you.
want pictures. I want a real live face. I don't want pictures. These pictures are beautiful.
All right. Wendy.
That's right. We need the cameras on, guys.
Cameras on, guys.
There you go. Extra credit.
Hey, there's Kristen Winters. I knew she was a beauty. Look at her. Oh my goodness. This is so fun.
She's a beauty in the Keys.
She's in Key West.
You should visit her in Key West.
Fantastic.
Good morning.
Karen Orlowski, you just had a coaching with her. She's here.
Yay.
All right. Okay, now we're getting you a little crowd here. We're working on it. Oh my goodness.
They're probably going, ooh, a coaching with Wendy. How scary would that be? It is scary, isn't it? I try though to calm it down. But yes, it is my hope that by the time you guys are rising up into that leadership level, and especially by the time you walk the stage as an NMD, I want to know you. I want to know you. I want to know your family. I want to know everything about you, because you have no idea how important you are. You are the future. I'm old, right? You are the future. And it brings tears to my eyes when I look at these faces that are going to carry on this legacy, because I want Juice Plus on the kitchen counter of every single home in America. And I don't even care about the rest of the world. Okay. Yeah, we're global. I don't care about them. I care about America. And you guys are incredible servant-hearted leaders, and it's only through you and your caring and your responsibility to take this further, right? So if I can help to instill that in you, are you kidding me? That's what I mean about it being a privilege to be here. Okay, yes, I could be out riding my horse, but no, you're more important right now.
You guys will get her all pumped up. So yeah, turn on your cameras, guys, so she can see you and say hello. She knows your faces. One of the best things, that just reminded me, Wendy, of when I was a sales coordinator, or maybe I wasn't even. Yeah, I was a sales coordinator, and we went out to eat with Julie's sales coordinators at Buca de Pepa in Boca.
Right.
And Wendy said, anyone who wants coaching, send me your PVC report and your 12-month analysis, and I will coach you. I want to be part of your success. So she has always been that way, and she always will be. She wants to be part of your success. Okay, so I think we have almost a big enough crowd for you.
If you just came on, go ahead and put your camera on. Wendy wants to see you.
Yes, I love that. Carrie Daigle, we were on a Zoom the other day with Carrie Daigle.
Yeah.
She says, if we didn't want to see you, we'd be on a phone call.
Hello.
It's true.
All right.
I can hear Carrie saying that.
Can you imagine? Okay, so I want to tell you about Wendy, just some of the things. I mean, you're going to love her no matter what. And she's going to light us all on fire. And I know I see some people coming on that I had to personally invite because they are full of passion. And you are going to be like the thing that lights them up because you're full of passion, Wendy. So some of the things you may not realize that we use all the time that Wendy has given us is the bowel training documents, right? How many times when somebody's going through some kind of detox, we're like, oh, send the bowel training article. So she created that. she was one of the first ones to come up with, why am I taking Juice Plus? And there was a whole article, and then she turned it into, if you have a disease question, and she gives us how to answer those hard disease questions. So she's the one that came up with that. Kelly Petrovich mentioned that the other day. Teaching of the research, where we say the T cells are the generals, and you need to have them, you know, in line, and the B soldiers or the soldiers, whatever, all that, all the research that we've learned, we can credit to Wendy. She helped us to learn it. She's told us you don't have to be perfect. And that was before Brene Brown, okay? So she is Brene Brown. She says you are enough. She's got her finger on the pulse. She understands our fears, our thoughts, and so she's come up with things so that we can just move forward. Like, you know, if we have a team member who's not moving forward, she tells us to think you're a blessing whether you do a little or a lot. Come on along, all these things. So she has helped us so much with all her Wendyisms. And besides that, she's a 100 Club nurse, NMD, has hundreds of NMDs under her. She's got her finger on the pulse, and she's part of our founders. So she's always talking to corporate, advocating for us. So I want you to appreciate Wendy and show her some love as she comes in and shows us some love. Thank you so much, Wendy. We appreciate it.
Well, I already shared with you how excited I am to be here. Tell me you can see I want to, I can, and I will.
You can see it.
Yes. Okay, great. Then we're off and running, because you already got me so excited just by showing up. And you know what? That's what we do. We just show up. The people that show up are the people that just keep growing in God's perfect timing, right? I always tell every new person, I don't know, you know, what God's plan is for your life. You know, I have no idea, but neither do you, right? And the very fact that we have been put together in this way says that I think that we need to pay attention. So let's just pay attention a little bit. And I think that you probably will already have known about many of these concepts, because you have got, oh, you guys, do you even know the leadership that you have above you? I have to edify Sharon and Doug, because they are absolutely, to me, and I know you're sitting there smiling and agreeing with me, they're fantastic. I mean, they're this fantastic marriage, this fantastic family, and then they're working together, living together, loving together, planning together, designing their lives together. And though they are also the most caring and loving leaders, not everyone is so blessed as you are. I just want you to know that, okay? So, and I'm blessed to have them in my life. Are you kidding me? Okay, so, you know, why do I say I want to, I can, and I will? That's been a title of so many of the trainings that I've done. But what do I mean by that is, you know, as we move prospects to customers, to raving fan customers, to team members, you know, partners, and then to partners with goals, right? At every step of the way, my goal is that whoever it is that I'm speaking with, whether it's a prospect going to customer or customer to raving fan, whatever, is that I want them to be saying to themselves, I want to do this, and I can do this, and I will. But especially for you guys who are already on the team, you know, what I really want you to get is, yes, I want to move up to the next level. I can, because the tools, the support, everything is in place, the products, the research, all of that. And then ultimately to be saying, I will, by golly, I will become a mission-driven team builder, you know. And then why? You know, I'm kind of like a 2-year-old. I'm going to run off and do whatever I want to do unless somebody tells me why that's not such a good idea, right? So, you know, when you look at my health lecture, it's all about the wow is in the whys. I don't want to be a salesperson. Who wants to be a salesperson? I'm a nurse. You know, I'm a mom. I didn't want to be a salesperson. I didn't even, you know, that probably stood in my way more than anything else, because I didn't want to face the rejection, or I didn't want people to think that I was just trying to sell them something. I don't know why I had all these issues around it, but I think that we do, right? So the Lord laid it on my heart to just do the teaching, right? I'm not here to sell someone. I'm here to teach, to educate. And that's where we really came up with what is our job description. is Talk with People, and it's through a series of educational and relationship building exposures, because that was comfortable to me. I love it when other people teach me things, don't sell me things, right? And we do actually sell two things, not just our products, but also our incredible Juice Plus business. And within that, our community, which is just so amazing. So those are some of the concepts I just wanted to start with. And here is my family. And why am I sharing my family with you is because I want you to feel connected to me just as I want to get more connected to you. But mostly when I look at this picture, it just warms my heart. It calms me, because never in a million years, when I got started, I was living in St. Louis. I'm a nurse, yes, but I was a stay-at-home mom. I was just helping out in the kids' school 3 mornings a week, and Jim was gone all the time, traveling everywhere, right? And we lived in a nice home. So God was so wonderful to have given me this business when I wasn't, in a perception sort of a way, needing money. I mean, money does give us choices, and money is great. It's fine. Okay. But we were very comfortable. But also God gave me a journey. You know, I left home when I was about 18, moved to Hawaii by myself, didn't know a soul, put myself through college. I've been very poor. I mean, like really bad poor, like where you're hungry even. Okay. What a glorious gift God gave to me to have allowed me to experience life that deeply. Right. But at the time he gave me Juice Plus, no, I was very happy. But maybe not. Maybe not as happy as I thought. I feel guilty saying that, because this is my husband of 39 years. Oh my gosh. And isn't he so hot? You can't stand it. Look at that cowboy. Oh, I just love him. Ooh. And then he gifted me with 3 kids. I was 43 when I got started 26 years ago. And my kids were 6, 10, and 11. So they got to grow up in this Juice Plus community. And why is that important is because I come from some abuse. And what I know as a nurse is that I think it was, at least the statistic used to be, 75% of abused children will abuse their own children. And I think this company saved my family, because it taught me how to be a mom, and now it teaches me how to be a grandma. But here's the real reason that I have this here is that God can dream bigger for me and for you than we could ever dream for ourselves. And I really believe that our life over this past 26 and a half years is so perfect for that message, because I never would have dreamed that 2 out of the 3 of my kids and their families would have followed us up to Montana, that we would be having this beautiful home on the river, and one family is 15 minutes away. Katie and Kaylin are remodeling a house. They're going to move into that. And my son and his wife, we bought 100 acres and a stable, and they've created a thriving business there. And yes, we're going to be putting a Tower Garden farm there. Oh my gosh, we have so much fun together. You have no idea. But where this began was me here. This was me here 26 years ago, okay? And a neighbor shared Juice Plus with me, but I'm going, oh, give me a break. What are they going to think of next? Fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I didn't know this woman from Adam, right? And she actually talked about the product and the business at the same time. But there was no teaching. There was no education. I didn't pay any attention at all. Okay, but have compassion, because we did not have the research at that time. And we only had one brochure, basically saying that this company had found a way to put the synergy of all of these fruits and vegetables into a capsule format. But we already ate a lot of fruits and vegetables. And so I just blew it off, right? But also this Newsweek article, by the grace of God, had just come out. So she gave me a brochure and this article that if you've ever heard me speak or do a health lecture or anything, you'd hear me bring this up, because this was the lightning bolt that God gave to me to open up my eyes, okay? And that was the day. Look at this picture down here. On any one day, you can massively change the direction of your life. How cool is that? And that is exactly what happened. Okay, so now, let me go on. I think I'm going to go on. Okay. So I learned that vitamins were not the answer. I'm not going to go through all of that, because you could go to campbellteam.net, where you put in the password Campbell Team, all one word, lowercase letters. And why am I taking Juice Plus has all of this in it. But I just wanted to give you a sequencing of what happened for me, because your journey may be similar or not, but I don't even know why I'm doing it. So let's just forget it. No. I'm building belief. I am building belief on Juice Plus. Okay. So I learned that vitamins were not the answer. And of course, since that time, large group studies have shown that there's a huge controversy there. I learned that the phytochemicals are amazing. There were 12,500 known phytochemicals 26 years ago. Now they believe there are over 1 million, but we don't even have the technology yet to be able to identify the cause and effect relationship, right? The mechanism of action within the body. But oh my gosh, this is, God literally put a pharmacy into fruits and vegetables, and we're still trying to figure out the whys behind it or the hows behind it. Okay. So where do vitamins and phytochemicals come from naturally is, yes, you guessed it, fruits and vegetables. So as I became more knowledgeable, because I seeked out, I wanted to understand more why people were talking about fruits and vegetables. And at that time, that 5 a day campaign was going on. So we just started to get articles where they were identifying these different things. And it got me so excited. But then at some point, God opened up my eyes again. And I looked around and I saw that kids were getting diseases that when I was in nursing school, only old people got. When I was supervisor of that clinic in Hawaii from the mid 70s to the early 80s, I know that sounds so old. Well, I'm 69 years old. Look, not so bad. Actually, what's amazing, I think one of the gifts I get to give to you is I am old. And I guess I am the top female income earner in this company, which as you get to know me more, you're going to be going, really? That's truly amazing, right? But I think that the gift I want you to walk away with is that I'm 69 years old. And obviously I didn't start with the need or the desire to create income. That wasn't the driving force. And it certainly isn't now, right? And yet I am still filled with energy. How many old women do you know have this kind of energy? Maybe it's good, maybe it's not so good, right? But again, back to the story. So when I was supervisor of that clinic, I didn't take care of one child with diabetes. Not one in Hawaii, not one. Adults, yes, they came in with diabetes as a primary or a secondary complaint, but not children. And I only took care of one child with cancer. I will never forget him. Jeremy died. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I can't set boundaries. I could never work in acute care pediatrics. I cannot set that emotional boundary. But there was only one child. I was very close with their family. With cancer, right? And now they've got whole hospitals that are geared for nothing but pediatric cancer. And I wanted to know why, okay? And now the birth of a new cause for such a time as this, you guys, come on, we don't want to be opportunistic with this COVID thing, okay? We don't want to do that. The company doesn't want us to do that. We've got to be careful about what we're posting because otherwise we just look like it's just not a pretty sight. It's not who we are, right? And yet, at the heart of who I am, I'm sitting there going, but come on, social distancing and hand washing and masks, those are cute, but what are all of the articles saying is we've got to get healthier. And why do we want to get healthier is to build an operational optimum immune system. And we've got 5 studies that show that, right? So if ever, we've always been warrior angels on a mission, but for such a time as this, I think it's critical. I believe that God literally has put you together, our entire team together, for all of these years so that we could go out boldly and give hope. That's what we get to do because it's everywhere, way before COVID. Okay, this lecture. Our babies are unhealthy. 232 toxic chemicals found in umbilical cord blood from U.S. newborns. And that was Scientific America. We're not talking Reader's Digest here, okay? But you know what makes me mad? A lot of things make me mad. That's one of the reasons I'm still here. I live that fine line between passion and anger all the time, mostly because I can't know something and not at least make some attempt to make a difference in a positive way, right? But what made me mad about this article is I found this 5 years after it came out. And I thought, why was this not front page news, right? It's like the whole world is in complacency, but not us. No complacency for us. Our kids are unhealthy. 1 in 3 kids will develop diabetes. And it used to be, for years and years and years, 1 in 3 kids born today would have cancer in their lifetime. But no, a number of years ago, that changed. 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 men will have cancer in their lifetime. And I don't want that to happen to anybody that I love or don't even know yet, right? But no, we've just gotten so complacent about everything. Our millennials are unhealthy. Look it up on the web. It's a nightmare. Baby boomers will have greater health issues than previous generations. And then we get articles like this. How simple is this? Prescribing fruits and veggies would save $100 billion in medical costs. If that doesn't sum it up, I don't know what does. And then, of course, our research, and every bit of our research, you guys, affects cells. Cells turn into tissues, turn into organs, turn into organ systems. Every cell in the body is changing up in a positive way. And yes, I'm going to scream from the rafters, just like I always have, about what it is that happens within the body when people start taking Juice Plus. So simple. And then, of course, the Shred 10 is what we've taught for years and years as a nurse, right? Get more sleep, drink more water, decreasing stress, reduction of alcohol. And it's common sense, but common sense is not common. It is learned behavior, and you've got all of this excitement that you can take to the masses. But let's keep it simple, because this is what got me to NMD in 16 months and a 6-figure income within the next year. And it just kept doubling and tripling and quadrupling. And it was so simple. Nobody eats enough fruits and vegetables. What they're eating is lacking in nutritional value. Oh my gosh, something like 81% less nutrition compared to, say, 1940, okay? Just in general. And children are getting diseases that used to be reserved for the elderly. Adults in general are dying younger and younger, and the Juice Plus research is indisputable, and it's an ethical and moral responsibility to tell the world, right? And we have it all here, the gift of hope based on science. And you better believe it's for such a time as this that we're going to take this message far and wide. This is who I am. I was raised by President Kennedy because I'm old. And I was raised in the 60s where we were taught to stand up, right? We were standing down on the Vietnam War. We were standing up for women's rights, for African-American rights, for equal pay, all of those things. And what President Kennedy told us is that one person can make a difference, and everyone should try. And now I'm standing up for the kids in America. Okay. All right. So, that's that fine line between passion and acre. Somebody made that for me. Isn't that so cute? But it is where I want to live my life. It's boring to live in balance. Who wants to be in balance? And I can be in balance another time. I don't know. Maybe never. Okay. So why are you here? To make a difference? Yeah. Most of us are. We are so mission driven. We have one of the largest teams in the entire company worldwide, and yet 99%, it brings tears to my eyes. 99% of us would bring up Juice Plus whether we made a dime, okay? Even if we need money. Do you see what I'm saying? Because once we learned about this, we had to go out and tell other people. But why else are you here? Where this bothers me a lot. It always has, even though I have been comfortable for a very long time. 67% of Americans are worried about their financial future, and America's millennials are waking up to a grim financial future. And with all of this stuff going on in the world, it's even worse. So we must care as much about people's finances as we do their health, okay? So find your why. Find the why that makes you cry. I know that with Sharon and Doug at the helm, you guys have probably gone through the 30 Reasons Why sheet from Campbell team, and why are we starting a Juice Plus virtual franchise? And I know there's a sheet on the Freedom Revolution. Take it seriously, okay? You've got to find your whys and really make it 2 whys. Let's make it a mission-driven why, but also something that you do need to have money for, even if it's just to give it all away, which is so glorious to be able to give and give and give, right? But you got to find these whys, right? Because they turn into your story. Make your life a story worth telling, and then tell your story, because your story matters. And each of you will be able to connect with someone that maybe somebody else would not be able to connect with. Every one of you so important to this mission. So find those whys that you can scream and yell about like I do. I know I scream and yell. I'm sorry, you guys. It's just that I always figure I just have this one moment in time to try to hug you so tight and give you that confidence and boldness to go out there and make a difference, right? Okay, so, and this, I love this. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. You don't have to know it all. I didn't know anything. I was a nurse 26 and a half years ago. I didn't know anything about nutrition, never had an interest in it, ever. I didn't know anything. And that's what I would tell people. I'd talk to a chiropractor and I'd say, well, you know way more about this than I do. And though probably because of your depth of knowledge, you know that nobody's eating enough fruits and vegetables and what they're eating is deficient. I didn't try to become an expert where I wasn't an expert. I am an expert now, but that happened over time. But I got to NMD without being an expert in one ding dong thing, okay? But I was able to go out there and not waste a moment because of my own insecurities about not necessarily knowing everything that I felt that I needed to know. And that's a really important thing that I just shared with you, okay? And I love Mother Teresa, who wouldn't? I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. And we as a team, you guys, what we teach has spread. We've changed school lunch programs in a zillion schools across America, and now with Tower Gardens, we are as a group making a difference, but it takes you as an individual to begin that ripple. And then we will help you as you connect with people and you learn as you learn as you go, okay? So get a fire in your belly, wake up, drink your passion, light a match, and get to work, okay? Our Juice Plus company pays us to learn to make a difference, right? We get to give that gift of education that turns into the gift of health when they go on Juice Plus, and then we invite them into the team and they get that same sense of belonging, that closeness that we all have, because we all have the same mission. Together, we're going to achieve everything, right? So our Juice Plus company pays us to learn to pay forward our mission statement of the company, right? To inspire healthy living around the world. And of course, it starts with the Fast Track program, and then it goes on from there. But let's just focus on this for a moment, because yes, there's over $100,000+ just in title rewards. It's amazing what the company did just as of January 2020. You know, when I got started, you guys, we had no team building awards at all, nothing, just the commissions and the sales profit, and we were out there and we still grew. But now this company keeps getting more and more generous. And why? Because they want to focus on education. They're paying us to learn, right? To keep this moving and to then learn how to help other people as well. And it's brilliant. So they added in January this new position of qualifying senior sales coordinator and all of these benefits at the top. But everything starts with us going out there and inviting these precious people into our team, right? But we have so many ways to gift them along the way. So this is kind of the way that I teach it. And I know that you just went through this with Sharon and Doug, so I'll just briefly go through it. But I do this when I'm doing an invitation to the team or a welcome to the team. I usually go through this because it's a simplified way for people to kind of get a sense of how it is we move up, and then the compensation along the way. But I focus on a couple of things. Like, for instance, when I'm talking with them, I'm going, okay, as a partner, yes, you get to go out there and gift people and start them up as customers. And thinking in terms of a trio order, you would make $30 in sales profit. And though I think what you're going to find is either right now or very soon, you're not going to be able to keep all of this to yourself, right? And you're going to be getting not just 1, 2, or 3 customers, you're going to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 customers, right? And there will be a handful of them that are going to pick up on the fact that they too can't possibly not tell those people that they love the most, right? But how it begins is partner, and then you do 1,000 points, which is just about 3, it's a little over 3 trio orders between your own family, and be thinking of your mom and your sister and your brother, but your best friend from college even, or your bunco group, or your Bible study group, or the school that your child goes to, all of your kids' friends and their parents. Oh my gosh, they built my entire team, right? So in other words, I try to help them to see the bigger picture. So Partner Plus is just a step, very easy to get there. And when you get to Partner Plus, you got the promotion, you got the title. You also get, when you do it within 10 days, $100. And if it takes 30 days, you still get $50. But why would it take 30 days when it takes about 3 hours when you get on the phone, especially with your sponsor, your upline team support, right? And they hear about this. No, you can do this in a very, very short length of time. So obviously our goal is that everybody would come in at the very least, get to Partner Plus in 10 days, get that $100 title reward, and then you get a raise. Did you hear me say promotion and then a raise? How long has it been for so many people that they've heard those words of you're getting a promotion and you're getting a raise? I mean, what a gift this is. So now you're going to be making a 5% commission as well. So you've got your $30 in retail profit, that 5% commission on the sales price brings it up to $15 in commission, 30 and 15. Now you're making $45 instead of just the 30. And why wouldn't you continue on to qualifying sales coordinator? Because they just added this into the program that when you get to the QSC position in 30 days, you're going to get a $400 title reward. And if it takes 60 days, which used to be the norm, then you get $300. But why wouldn't you? It's just you and one partner who is going out there and sharing. But don't think in terms of just one. Think in terms of getting 3 partners on board as soon as possible. Why? Because you're building the base of your organization. So if you're sitting on a one-legged stool, you're going to fall over, okay? You sit on a 2-legged stool, you're falling over, but you want to build a base of 3. A 3-legged stool is the bare minimum of structural stability. Plus, you're going to have more fun. When you've got your friends and family joining you, that camaraderie, having those buddies to go out there and talk with people together. Oh my goodness, it's so fun, you guys, okay? So it's very easy to get to the QSC promotion, and then you're going to get that title reward of $400, and you get a raise to the 10% commission level. And now that turns into the $30 in sales profit, $30 in commissions, and now it's $60 that you get to create in your own income as you go out and share that trio, right? And what does it take to get to sales coordinator? Don't even worry about the volume, because it's really just a threesome, right? A partner and 2 qualifying sales coordinators. That's the base beginning of everything. And you definitely want to get to sales coordinator as quickly as you can. And when you get there in just a few months, you're going to get a $700 title reward. And if it takes you the normal 6 months, you're still going to make $600. Are you kidding me? And they just added into this just last July, right? So when you get to sales coordinator, you get that promotion, you get to a raise again, and now you're at the top commission level of the company, right? And so now it's $30 in sales profit still, plus now $45 in commission is $75. But that's not all. This is when I feel like I'm doing an info commercial because it's so amazing what this company does. They don't expect you. We don't expect you to move your folks up this ladder by yourself. No, together, right? Using the tools Zoom and conference calls and all the get-togethers and stuff that we can do, what we can do. No, together we will help to build your team. But here's the thing, as your friend or family member gets up to qualifying sales coordinator and they get that $400, whatever they get, whether it's the 400 or the 300, you receive a sponsor reward of the same, okay? So thinking in terms of it takes 2 qualifying sales coordinator for you to get to sales coordinator, then you also in this journey to sales coordinator would have gotten 2 either 400s or 300s. So 2 times 4 is 800, 2 times 6, 300 is 600. In addition to your own title rewards, we have sponsor rewards. And then also the Juice Plus Live conference, you end up with 3 free tickets. Yes, that's an issue right now, but even without that, the additional value of those conferences, you're still just in title and sponsor rewards over the next few months could make $2,000. Now, why would we not be telling the world about that when they're so worried about their jobs? They're so worried about paying the mortgage. When they have a business that they have a lease or a rent to pay on, right? And they're worried about losing their bit. I mean, come on, where on earth could we offer an opportunity to create a couple $1,000s in just a few months? Do you see that why I stumble over this? Do you see it? Because I sometimes don't understand why people would not be going out there and spreading the word. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. So then what you do to keep moving up after sales coordinator is you focus on the 511 monthly goal. So I got to sales coordinator in a couple of months. A lot of people do. And usually by then you've got 20, 40 customers right away, right? And then you also usually have a few team members. So now what I did, the company didn't tell me to do this. This is just me retrospectively looking back after I was in the company for a couple of years and had some success. People were saying, what did you do? And so I figured out, what did I do? Well, I got to sales coordinator. I had a bunch of customers and then from then on for the next few years, not for 26 years, but for the next few years, every month I got at least 5 new customers. You say you're on a mission. You say you're waking up to passion and purpose every day. You say you want to die having made a bigger difference in the world. And then people will go, oh, 5 new customers in a month. And I'm going, yeah, it's like a little more than 1 a week. I thought you said you were on a mission, right? And out of your existing customers, and very often it's the brand new customer. When are people the most excited about Juice Plus? Is when they're putting down their visa right then and there, right? To sign up as a customer. So every time from the very first customer years ago to now, every time what I tell a new person that I'm signing up as a customer, I go, okay, now listen, I don't really care about this sales profit. It's not about the money for me. It's about the mission of going out there and touching the world. And so whether you're at that place now where you're already thinking of 5 people that you can't wait to tell about Juice Plus, or whether you need to have a little bit of time to be able to experience Juice Plus, although this isn't a try it and you like it thing. The research says it all, right? But if you need that extra time, fine. But I'm going to bring this up again. When you get your next 4-month supply, we are going to have this conversation because I care about you and your family. And the fact is you absolutely could get Juice Plus for your family at cost, and it would give you the ability to go out there and gift and share some of the same educational tools that I've used for you. So whenever you're ready, I'm here to teach you more about it. And most of the time they are not ready right then, but I've already set them up and me up for success, because I told them that before they got their next box, we would be talking about this again. And very likely that's when they come in as a team member. So what I did is the monthly goal, except it wasn't a goal. It was what I did naturally. I got 5 new customers in a month, 1 new team member, and we would get them up to at least that P plus level. And then once you're in a role, then every month you've got the P plus from the last month, that then this month they're finishing up to the QSC. And then you're working with your sales coordinators and above and all of that, you know, here and there. But no, this is what I did probably all the way to 100 Club, but that was within just a couple of few years. And then I probably did it every other month, and then maybe once between conferences. So it wasn't like I had to do this activity in order to be in the position I am today. It was because I wanted to do that activity, like I wanted to be on this call today. Do you see it? The whys that made me cry moved me into that kind of action. And so we call that the 511 monthly goal. Now, I know you already went through this with Sharon, so I'm just going to say something about this that maybe she mentioned and maybe she didn't. But I use this as a tool for a couple of different reasons, for several different reasons. Number one, I just wrecked that. We'll go to sales coordinator. That was QSC and this is sales coordinator. Okay. So it's just changing up the percentage. But how I use this tool is that one by one, just as Sharon went through with you, I teach people how those 5 new customers, the sales profit turns into this. And I teach about the installments and how the PV is posted by the month, and then your commissions are paid on this. And when we get to this part, I'm talking about how you bring in a new partner and you are making your full commission on the PV that's posted. They're making their sales profit, right? But you're not making that full commission on all of the PV that was created, right? Because it only comes in on installments, which means that as this partner moves up, then they will be at a higher commission and be able to realize that gain. It's a very fair marketing plan where it's not that the top person makes a killing, so to speak, on the person they're bringing in. No, they're doing more work with these people, so they deserve to get paid for that, right? And though all of this volume is going to keep following this partner up the line so that they will be able to realize their full 15% on them as they get their promotions, okay? And this also teaches how do you get paid on team, that you make the difference between wherever your team member is. So in this case, a partner plus who's moving to the qualifying sales coordinator position, right? But this month they're still at the 5%, and you make the difference between their 5% and your 15%. So it teaches the compensation plan, and you kind of have to hear it over and over. I was a slow girl on this, so I just really know that repetition is critical. So I taught it all the time, every coaching session, because you kind of capture something here and a little bit something here. But anyway, so it teaches the comp plan. It also shows you your paycheck dollars that are increasing, right? And it honestly, I always make a joke about it, and I go, all of that work, if you want to call doing what you love work, but still in all of that work, only $341.25. No, because there's the sponsor reward as well. So a sales coordinator and above can literally jump their paycheck. If you're making about $500 this month and you wanted to know how to get into the Comma Club, then just go through this with whoever that person is, because they can see it in black and white or red and green, whatever that is, of how it is they'll move up. Also, if someone is working to qualify their business, right, it takes 1,800 in PV to qualify. Well, this shows you how it is that you could grow those numbers. So I use it as a teaching tool, as well as casting vision about what the possibilities are should you choose to do it. So yes, down the road, you're making your percentages on your team, you're getting a nice paycheck, but I would always increase my own paycheck with my own work that I was doing, right? I would contribute to it all of the time. And so my paycheck just kept growing and growing and growing, and you could do that. So then when you move into the leadership, that's how you do it. A 511 will move you right from sales coordinator right into the next positions and on up. Okay. And don't forget, when you get into the NMD, actually even at QNMD, there are some fantastic benefits that the company only started adding in over the past few years. Okay. And I don't think we talk enough about this. The family health benefit package, medical, dental, vision, health advocate, telemedicine, disability, life, long-term care, tuition reimbursement, holiday checks, event tickets, leadership school, Elton's Ball, national and international leadership retreats. Those are all the things that our company gifts us with to help build that strength of community, relationship, friendship, fun. It's incredible what they do for us now. But money, okay, I didn't go to church as a child. It was not within our family structure. But the Lord came to me later in my 20s, and oh, I am so grateful for that. But I still didn't have that base of knowledge, right? And it wasn't until God gifted me with this amazing team that I really found out more about him. And yes, now I've been in Bible studies of some kind or another for the past 20 some years, right? But I always thought that money was the root of all evil because my dad actually had a whole lot of money, but there was a whole lot of alcoholism and stuff and lots of wives and all kinds of stuff. So I always thought that money was the root of all evil, and I was scared of it. But the fact is once I got into Bible study, I found out that's wrong. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money. When the only reason you're doing something is for money, that's where the evil guy can take control of our thoughts and our actions, right? But no, money is simply a tool to give you choices. Money gives you choices. Money gives you freedom. Money gives you security. Okay, and so now I'm trying to break through that limited thinking. As a matter of fact, I was not very generous with money in the early days. We had a stronghold in my family about money, but God just released all of it. But again, it was because of living life together with people like you. And I'm still learning and growing from people like you, right? We all learn and grow together. So no, money gives us choices. I mean, I was able to give like multi thousands to Hope Home, for instance, which is my favorite charity, Catherine Lee's. I could do that all the time. I mean, it's like so cool because you get that helper's high. We get the helper's high when we're out there sharing Juice Plus, where we're inviting people into the team. And then when you reach that abundance, where you can really give in significant ways, I never even experienced this ever in my life. So if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Make your passion your paycheck, right? And what gets in our way? No time. Okay. If it's important to you, you will find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Sorry, but it is the truth, right? People find time and money for what's important to them. But the thing of it is I don't want to motivate you. I don't want to motivate you. I don't like the word motivation. It's like somebody's trying to do something to someone, you know? No, when I die, if one person around my gravesite says, oh, she was a great motivator, I am going to get out of that grave and I am going to haunt you for the rest of your life. I don't want that as my legacy. I want to inspire you, though. I want to teach you so that when you go out in the world, that you know you're being authentic, right? We don't attract liars in our team. We do not. Okay. So my and all of our goal is to build your education, but also to fight down some limiting beliefs that you might have. Okay. And this was one that I had. What gets in our way is what will people think? The greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people think. The unhappiest people in this world are those who care the most about what other people think. Yes, it's important to me what people that I love and respect think of me, yes, but with those people, then I could move through in an educational way so that they would see where I'm coming from. Do you see what I mean? They'd be open to hearing things. All the rest of the people, oh, come on, you guys, this isn't high school. What other people think of me is none of my business. You get too hung up in this and you'll be stuck, okay? The fact is what are people going to think of me? They're going to think I'm wild, crazy, maniacal, and kind of a nightmare, I suppose. But they're also going to see a woman who's ready to step up and stand up and be bold to fight for the health of America. So if that's what they're going to think of me, is that I'm too loud about it or whatever, well, they can deal with that. I can't be controlled by that. I don't want to be controlled by that, right? Because God made each of us in our own unique ways. Again, you look at our NMDs, 150 NMDs, and half of them are introverts, half of them are extroverts. They're tall, short, young, old, big, small, come from all different educational backgrounds, all different socioeconomic backgrounds. There's not one of us that's perfect. We're all unique and different, and God is going to use us to however way that he chooses. And all we have to do is be obedient. But if we get hung up with this, we'll get stuck. And we're going to let the bad guys win in our life. And I'm not letting those bad guys win in my life. All the toxic voices. No, no, no. This is where I was. This wasn't created by Brene Brown, or I'm working on secrets of six-figure women. No, I have been teaching this from day one, 26 years ago, because these were what I had to move through. What will people think? What if they criticize me? I'm not important. Nobody will listen to me. I'm not smart enough. I don't have what it takes. I don't feel worthy of friends, money, and influence. Because if you knew my background, then you would know that I'm speaking the truth, right? I had to work through all of that. And what I found is lots of women do, right? And so the thing of it is this does definitely get in our way. This, I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I am sick of I'm not enough. And then when I started rising up, you guys, so many of you at conventions and stuff would come up and, oh, Wendy, you know, what you said here made a difference or whatever. And I was trying so hard to be a good leader for you because it looked like you needed a hero. But inside, I was feeling like a fraud. I was feeling like a fraud. I thought, oh my gosh, you know, they're going to find out. They're going to find out I'm not that smart. I'm not that great. And I don't even think it was like an ego thing for me. I think it was, I really was not wanting to let you down. So that's when I started covering up all the bullet holes of life, you know, all of the hurts, all of the abandonments, the rapes, everything that's happened to us, so that I could present to you looking like a complete nice human being, right? But it took too much energy. It wasn't comfortable. It didn't feel right. And finally, the Lord took me aside and he said, you know what? I'm sick of this. You know, you're covering up all of these things that I've allowed to happen in your life so that you would have compassion for other people, that you wouldn't be in judgment of other people. And you're covering it all up. And plus, Wendy, you're looking a little needy here. You know, it's like you're trapping by covering up all those bullet holes. You're taking all of my light and love and you're trapping it just for yourself instead of trusting that it could be ever flowing, right? He said, so no, I want you to rip those Band-Aids off of those bullet holes and let my light shine right through you. And that's the basics of the bullet hole story. And once that happened, I was free. I was free to be my very imperfect self. I was free to be authentic. And actually, it freed you up because then you saw this person who really was not all that great after all. And it gave you hope that you too could get to the top of this company. So I stopped stealing that from you, but it was by the grace of God. So we're going to give God glory for all of that, okay? But ultimately, this statement really landed from Eleanor Roosevelt. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. What are we holding on to? And why are we holding on to it? Yeah, I had a rough time in my childhood. So what? My parents did the best they could with what was given to them. And praise be to the Lord that he allowed much compassion and healing to happen before they passed away. And now there's not a day that goes by that I don't think of my parents in gratitude. And that was because of you guys again, this community that just brings so much healing to all of us. So don't hold on to it anymore. Don't let the bad guys win in your life. You do not have to be perfect. You do not. As a matter of fact, you folks are perfectly amazing because you're here. You're showing up. And all we really need to do is to go out there and just make a mess. And the people that need and want to hear us, God will ding them. He'll give them the lightning bolt, and they will. And the ones who don't want to hear us or raise that eyebrow or question this, well, maybe God doesn't want to improve the DNA of that person. Maybe that's a mean person. Maybe their whole family is mean, and God doesn't want them to take Juice Plus and improve their DNA by 66%. So trust in the Lord. We're here to please God, not man. We are here to please God, not man. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. And ultimately, what would you like to hear your child say about you? Oh, I just love this. I just love this, because wouldn't you like to be like, if you're just, even if you've got babies now or your kids are grown, just picture this. Wouldn't it have been so cool to sit in their dorm room, like be a fly on the wall or whatever, as they were talking and getting to know their roommate? What would you have liked to hear your child say about you and your family, right? Well, of course you'd want them to say that you nurtured them and loved them and fed them well and kept a good house and helped them with their homework and got them to their games. Hopefully didn't finish their science project for them. But yes, wouldn't we all love that? Yes, but you know what? I got to hear my kids talking about me with some of their friends one time. And they were saying things like, oh, my mom, I don't know. Wait till you meet her. She is a crazy person, but I am so proud of her because she stepped out of her comfort zone and she rose up and she travels the world teaching and loving on people and empowering them and giving encouragement, which is to give courage to people. And she has just totally grown right before my eyes as we were growing up. Oh, gosh. What would you like to hear your children say about you? It's not only children who grow, parents do too. As much as we watch to see what our children do with their lives, they're watching us to see what we do with ours. I can't tell my children to reach for the sun. All I can do is reach for it myself. And that's what we're doing. We're leaving a legacy for our children of seeing us go out there and make a difference every day. So it starts with just say no to complacency and no to mediocrity, because if you are here, I believe you were handpicked by God. Change your story, change your life, begin to believe in your own possibilities, and then empower others to do the same, to be bold and stand up for something important. What a fantastic way to spend our lives. And why am I pouring myself out to you guys? Because you are so worth it. If that's all you walk away with, will you just please start believing it from the depth of your soul that you are here, you were handpicked, and we don't expect you to do this on your own. We will pour out in any which way we can because we care about you and we care about your future and the future of all of the people that you are going to touch through the years. So thank you for letting me be like a nightmare here today. Okay. Okay.
Not at all. I'm not sure I can speak at all after that.
Me
Wow.
either.
I got tears in my eyes. You did it, Wendy.
You guys,
Thank you.
as I can tell you is I do a lecture like this or whatever here and there for different teams. I did one last night. I did it in 30 minutes. So why is it that I'm in this kind of a state with you today? I don't know. You're going to have to figure it out for yourself, right? But I hope that you take that seriously, that you're here, you showed up. And again, I don't know what God's plan is for your life. I don't want to say, oh yes, of course he chose for you to be here. Maybe that was wrong to even say that. I don't know. I don't know what journey he has planned for you, but he told me what journey he had planned for me. He told me that he gave every person, every word, and every piece of wisdom to me. And he also told me to take my smallness and thinking away because it was getting in his way. So he told me, not a loud booming voice. It was just in my head, but I heard it. Okay. So I don't know, but the very fact that I'm feeling this way and that maybe you're feeling this way, maybe you better pray on this and then think about the Lord's Prayer, you guys, because I wish I would have learned this earlier in my life. You know how we're taught the Lord's Prayer somewhere in the Bible. I know the Bible really well in principle, but I can't quote a darn thing as far as where it is. So here's the thing. In the Lord's Prayer, it's all about our Father who art in heaven, I know. But then it gets into give us this day our daily bread. Okay, today, think of it. Give us this day our daily bread. In other words, we're supposed to take everything to the Lord in prayer. And I must say the Lord's Prayer 5 times a day because I need to settle. You can imagine I need to settle this brain down. And when I say the Lord's Prayer, it calms me because we take all of our gratitudes and our needs to the Lord. And then we're listening for the Holy Spirit, right? And he'll tell us silly things like call Mary Sue or go hug your kids or go make love with your husband. I mean, follow what he says, right? All of those thoughts, I believe, come from the Lord, and I'm really not kidding, right? So we listen for the Holy Spirit's next steps, and then we're obedient. We act on it. And then it says in the prayer, give God the glory. And that's how we live on earth as if we are in heaven. It's the magic sauce. It's the secret sauce. It's right there in the Bible, right? Give us this day. So we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. That's somewhere in Proverbs. Matthew talks about it. Tomorrow will take care of itself, but we focus day by day. So may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for allowing me this time. And I'll shut up now. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
And guys, this is recorded into the team group. If you are distracted or anything, or maybe you need a second pass at it, I encourage you to really, this is the kind of message that you really need to meditate on it, to really, see how God is going to speak to you, how you're going to like come to grips with what she's saying. So powerful stuff. Thank you, Wendy.
I love you guys so much. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to pour out. Thank you.
Thank you. We've learned so much from you. I'm going to unmute all of you guys at once.
All right.
Love you, Wendy.
Love you, Wendy.
Thank you,
Yes,
Wendy.
thank you so much.
Love you, Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy.
We love you, Wendy.
Wendy.
Amazing,
Wear heart.
Okay, goodbye.
Guys, you have a
I'm
great
shopping
Thank you,
with Wendy
Wendy.
now. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Wendy.
Hi,
Wendy.
Wendy. Love you.
Hi. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you later.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you. How do I get out of here?
That was
Awesome.
Well,
Bye.
No, but-